All right. There we are. We're live. And now, the day after the Super Bowl, we both got many comments.
Yeah.
We actually talked about them last night. That's how important it was.
Okay.
And so, first of all, I would like to know what you thought of the halftime segment.
Well, let's hear what you thought of it.
Well, I guess my thought is number one, that I heard Loverboy actually sent out a message saying they disavowed ever working for the weekend.
Well, I think me and Dale are going to audition for halftime next year.
I heard. Well, I got a call about that. They actually called and said I could do that. But do you know how much the weekend without the E? Because there's a misspelling. It's WEEKND. Don't know why he felt the need to do that. But do you know what he paid? Because he paid to do the halftime show. Do you know how much he paid? $7 million.
He did?
He did. And I just want to take a minute and comment on that because I feel like we can do a lot better than that.
He paid to do it?
He actually paid, yes, because that's part of the deal. You know, it's all about endorsements and everything else. And he paid $7 million of his own money to put on that show.
Well, my deal as far as the halftime show went.
Well, I think many people would agree.
No, I'm just, man, I was a DJ. I did DJ work for 24 years in Nashville. I'm pretty much up on my music, my hard drives that I do karaoke and DJ stuff with. I have over 480,000 songs.
Wow.
And as far as entertainment value goes, maybe I'm missing something. I thought before the show, and I'm not a big Miley Cyrus fan, but I think what she did, and then Joan Jett came out with her, that beat the heck out of what he did.
Sure.
I mean, and Miley Cyrus actually had some clothes on, and
right.
I don't think she was even hanging her tongue out and stuff. I mean, it's I guess she did enough of that to get, the clout where she's at.
It kind of gives you a baseline when Miley Cyrus is the least uncomposed member of the entertainment.
That's right. And Eric Church on the national anthem.
Yes.
And why they put him and the other lady together. And his version of it. Man, the national anthem is just, it's so cool when people just sing it like it.
Absolutely. Yes. It's without all the hanging on and other notes, sing the song. It's not an easy song, but sing it.
No. And you see people, when you see somebody that just does a normal version of it and everything, it's like, oh my gosh. You probably remember back in the days in country, there was a band called Ricochet. One of them was Daddy's Hands. No, not Daddy's Hands. Daddy's Money. She's got her daddy's money.
Right.
They did a version of the Star Spangled Banner that was awesome. Home Free has done it, a cappella. Just when people sing it like it's supposed to be. I've heard from several people the Weekend extravaganza. I've heard from several people that said they couldn't even understand words, what he was saying,
Yeah.
And I like.
That's so unusual.
I like these parts of the show. Let's see, where's my microphone? Okay. Here we go. Microphone. I like these parts.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if I can do this or not. Okay.
Do it.
I like these parts. Here's my microphone down here.
And yes.
La, 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 da, down the way. Oh, put the microphone up there.
Is that an Alf shirt? What shirt is that you've got on? And that is Alf. That's my buddy Alf. I love it.
I love Alf, man. And up here it says I don't know. What does it say up here? Can you read that?
Nope. Let's look. Let me put my glasses on here.
To my, it says something about to my earthlings for taking care of the world or something like that.
I'm so glad that you've got an Alf shirt on because I love that show. That's amazing. And another good moment, another good.
Oh, wait a minute. It's back here too, I think, if you can see.
Yes, it is. This is a fully Alf shirt. That is crazy. I can't see because of the whole thing, but we've got another thing in common.
Me and Vistaprint made this. You know what? Vistaprint does not care anything about copyrights and all. I've got shirts that I've sent that anybody would be like, we're not allowed to print that.
Right.
Vistaprint, they don't care. And they're all down in the islands, and I get to talking to the girls, telling them about the different stuff I play and all.
Right.
Oh, you need to come down to the islands because we're music here. You need to be down here. And they end up being my buddies. And oh man, it's and then I've listened to all my friends from Missouri today. Oh man, Super Bowl last night, man, we got ripped off. The referees ripped us off. It was ripped off. I said, no. Did you listen to Patrick Mahomes afterwards? His little press conference. He said, man, we just got beat. Well, he said we got really beat. He said we got beat.
Yes.
And, that's Tom Brady going, I'm 43, and for all you people that think I'm too old, sit back and watch, And
again, though, we got to go out like this. What can we do in this?
I told some of my Chiefs fans yesterday, I said, you watch, Tampa Bay's going to win. And they just are. But anyway, the whole night, I saw 2 good commercials.
The Bruce Springsteen was fantastic.
The what?
The Bruce Springsteen one was fantastic.
Well, I missed that one, I guess.
Well, that was in the third quarter, and man, it was good. I mean, I wanted to salute the flag, and I mean, it's so good. Wonderful.
Well, the one where they unhooked the Clydesdales and they took off running, that was kind of, I don't even remember what it was. The one with Will Ferrell, it was kind of good. I kind of like the one where all the old football players, like, for instance, Terry Bradshaw was, telling the Immaculate Catch guy, I could have caught that. Anybody could have caught that. And he said, well, here, catch this. And then Terry Bradshaw, it was goof ups from all of them.
Right.
But, once upon a time, all the commercials were pretty cool. And they've kind of got away from that. I felt like there was a little bit too much political stuff thrown in before the game.
I want to point out that Donna Skaggs, who watches the show, she mentioned that we need to mention that we need people to share this video and kind of increase the range. I really thought that was very good advice from Donna, and I just thought we got to mention her and say, with these fans, that this group, this base that we're developing, I really want to touch on now all the cool stuff we're doing. I talked to Rob Adams today. I'm talking to Daryl Nelson later. It's all coming together. It all is.
I talked to Sid Meadows, played bass for me.
Okay.
Silver Dollar City. He was Stub Meadows that used to be the comedian at the Bald Knobbers.
Okay.
He's his brother. Sid is just one of the funniest people I ever knew, and he plays bass and harmonica and sings. He was in a lot of my bands, and I got to talking to him a little bit about the You're the Ticket thing.
Right.
We were talking on the phone, and he said, "Man, that kind of sounds like a no-brainer."
Yes.
and I said, I talked to David Fee because he knows David. Right. He goes, "Did you really?" David was talking. I said, David liked the idea a lot.
Sure.
Only David can't do anything right now. So when you can't do anything, that puts a little bit of negativity on how much you like something, If you can do something, all of a sudden, whoa, well, let me look at this maybe.
Right.
but you can't do anything anyway. So, Sid, I said, I don't know. That working in Silver Dollar City when it's 100 degrees out in the summer, and you had open heart last year, and
Right.
I go, and this year having to work with the pandemic thing out there. I go, if the time comes, I'll probably be talking to you about if you would want a job. And I told him, you need to call. I said, I can't think of everything. I said, just go on Facebook, Dale Wiley, or Dale Wiley Show, and send him a text, send him a message, something. He'll get back that you'd like to be on this show someday. Sid goes, I've been watching some of it on YouTube. I said, you'd like to be on it then.
Exactly.
And I said, you should. He said, I'll probably do that. I said, well, you should. It's kind of, and I said, I don't really know what we talk about, but
it's always entertaining. But that also brings me to anybody can email me at dalewiley.show@gmail.com to talk about if you want to come on and talk to Mike. I would love that. We always love that. People that played in bands, people that went to high school, whatever it is, get in touch.
Well, Sid right off the bat was asking me about some different people that I've played music with, or maybe it's people I know in Pigeon Forge. I don't know, some different names. Did you get a hold of that so-and-so, or did you get a hold of if you had so-and-so? I go, well, no, that's just 2 or 3 others that I haven't even thought about, you know. I go, the more people, I go, if 5 days a week we could have some special guest on here, that would be awesome. And I go, you and your wife, it'd be a good story. I taught her how to run sound so she could travel and have a paycheck. You were working in a factory, dying from smelling paint fumes. You were a friend, so I helped you perfect the bass a little bit. Took some time, put you out there. Poor Sid, man. Sid would get upset. We'd be driving back from a gig, and he'd almost be crying. I go, what is wrong? Oh, man, I made some major mess ups tonight. I go, who cares? Who cares? I guarantee you, I go, I don't know. I never heard anybody all night come up and say the bass player messed up a little bit. I go, they don't care. And that's cool. Now I've got a birthday in 2 days.
I know.
Yeah. I've also got to go get my foot wrapped again in 2 days.
This will be your Paul McCartney birthday. Is that right?
My what?
Paul McCartney birthday. When you're 64.
Yeah. I when you said the Paul McCartney, I had to think, and I was just getting ready to say, yep, that's it. When you reach 50,
which I haven't done yet.
Is that what you are?
Nope, I'm 48 for several more days.
When you reach 50, it's kind of like the end of the world's there, because it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm 50 years old. I remember playing music saying, man, what are those old people doing here? And now I'm those old people. And now since my foot's wounded, when I go to Walmart, man, if there's any little scooter buggies around, I'm in them. And I'm like, I used to gripe at that stuff, man, get out of my way. And now, but that's all going to end. But the 50 thing, it's awful. But then after you go to 51, it's like, oh, well, 50's done. And then 50, for some reason, you look at it as kind of like, well, okay, now I'm starting my second half of my life. Now I'm going to enjoy it.
Sure.
Now, when you reach 60,
okay,
you just do, oh, there's no way. Oh no, I am not there.
Right.
And then after like 12 Diet Cokes and a couple of pizzas, you go, yeah, I guess I am. And now 64 is okay, except next year's 65.
Right.
And the worst thing about that is, man, you can look over the horizon and you see 70. And it's like, am I still going to be this goofy and act this way at 70?
I absolutely hope so. You're the right amount of goofy. That's good. That's amazing. That's what we want.
I plan on being the oldest long-haired entertainer in Branson. That's right.
Absolutely, you should be.
Nah, my hair is just, I don't worry about that stuff. A few years ago in Nashville, I had the GQ cut where the little spiked up on, well, not the dinosaur look, but the little kind of,
yes,
and it looked nice. But every time I ever cut it kind of short, I'm like, man, that's not me. This is me. And I don't know. Let's see, what do I know? Any other news today? I do know that I sat down, typed in Dale on my email, DALE, enter. There you are. It says Monday show. I clicked on it, and I changed. It did say Mike Reed on Friday. I took the Friday off, and I clicked enter.
Look how talented you are.
I just got in today. Every day I'm just getting here whenever this thing starts. But that's okay. And I've been kind of on the internet in case I see anything that I want to buy myself for my birthday.
Right.
I mean, I've been known to buy guitars or amplifiers and I did get the Apple. I don't have them in. I did get the Apple AirPods to work.
Wonderful.
And compared to the cheaper off-brand, yeah, there's definitely a difference. There is.
Okay, well, what was the best birthday gift you ever gave yourself?
Best birthday?
Uh-huh. Or Ray Reed. One or the other.
I don't know. I've had a good life. It's been a good life. I've had fun. I've had a lot of birthdays where I worked, where I was out DJing or playing or you reach a point as you start to get older, the birthday thing really don't matter because nobody really cares other than, hey, happy birthday. And thanks to Facebook, we get birthday wishes.
Right.
We learn when other people have birthdays that we don't know, except, see, it's Bob's birthday. Shoot, I better say happy birthday to Bob.
Right.
Yeah, as if we remembered it. We also get birthdays. And then when something's going wrong, and this isn't bad, but we get, 400 people saying, prayers going up, prayers going up.
Yes.
It reminds me of jokers to the left, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Right. I mean, because I think some people, they just got an automatic button. Oh, Mike's having a little bit of problem. Here, hit the button. Prayers going up. But at least they take the time to hit the button.
Definitely. That's one of the things. It's definitely learning how to reconnect in this modern age.
Reconnect what?
In this modern age, I mean, it's different now than it was when we were growing up.
It's way different. Sid told me today, we talked quite a little while, and like we were talking, I was telling him about going to go to the church thing.
Right.
But I said, I got my reasons. It just hit me like a brick wall that I don't want to be there.
Right.
The guy, during a time of pandemic, and a lot of people say, oh, the heck with the mask thing. I ain't going by that. And some people say, well, it is what it is right now. Be on the safe side. If you're trying to do something where you're having other people all come in and gather together, make it as safe as it can be. And as I said, I was told, wouldn't you rather be here with, 20 hands on you praying for you?
Right.
To get through all this, what you're going through right now. And Sid agreed with me. I said, the man upstairs, God, he talks to me. We talk to each other just the same as 20 people talk to him. I mean, that's what I told you, And like Sid says, you kind of learn it's you and the guy upstairs.
It absolutely is. That is entirely.
Actually, people will think about Dale Wiley, and you went through your medical things last year and all.
Right.
But everybody, we live in such a fast-paced world. Everybody's got their own things that's going on. So basically, we're in control of what we're doing there. And now I do know this. I heard some stuff about where I didn't go.
Okay.
I just heard some little things.
But I don't want to talk about that. I just want to talk about the good stuff that you're doing and we're doing.
That I'm doing where?
Here on the screen and in the internet. On everything we're doing. It's all making sense and it's so helpful, and I'm glad you're doing it.
Well, okay, one thing about it, the reasons I moved back here, like I told you, was my mom.
Right. Sure.
And to entertain people.
Right.
David Fee, the man that owned all the stuff in Pigeon Forge I worked for, Hatfields and McCoy's, the Comedy Barn, all this stuff. You know, he sat and told me, Michael, you're way up here. Here, I got to scoot back. Okay. You're way up here. Okay. No, he goes, because your mind he goes, you just click from one thing to the next. I said, well, that's not bad. It's just, this gives me an ideal for this and this. Now, I say that because I would be, with what we're doing, I would pretty much be the MC. I would be the guy
that's no doubt
of writing the show and you know, but I'm not a selfish person.
Sure.
Say Sid was there. Sid's over here. Sid, I'm going to give you all the parts you want in the show. It doesn't matter to me. You got 10 things and I got 3. It doesn't matter to me. But what I prove on this show is, let's see, how would I say? I've definitely got a mind. I mean, my mind's going all the time.
Definitely.
So if I'm entertaining
really fast,
because if people are buying tickets to come to our thing, it's going to be good. It's not going to be boring.
Right.
It's going to have
every night. That's the thing that I said from the beginning is this is going to be like a playbook for a football team instead of like a script. It's going to be different and different segments that go on that show for that night.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's really unique. And like I said, David, well, I won't say no names, but anyway, his main concern was what if people get tired,
right?
Coming to what you're doing, and all of a sudden you got a night where you've only got 3 people in the crowd that's willing to get up and do something with the. See, they're not getting up by themselves; they're getting up with the whole thing.
Yes.
So they blend right in, and that's when I said, it's like anything in life. It's going to get a little old after a while.
It's always the same.
And that's what Sid said today. He said, well, if you got some good people on stage, it's no big deal. Because if you only got 2 people, and Sid says, you're going to have some people no matter, because he said you build this thing under the impression. And the whole thing is about, we've made a platform for people to be an entertainer in Branson, and they don't have to invest anything. And like Sid said, you're probably always, because people know, well, that show over there, that's about going, and if any of us want to sign, we can end up being part of the show.
Right.
So he said, people will know, well, this is not the show that you get in a recliner and kick back and watch it for 2 hours. No, this is, you can be part of it, and they will get to know that. So you're always going to have some people that are curious and want to get involved. It's just it's like a karaoke show at a bar. It starts out with people, I don't know, and boom, an hour later, you got 30 people all can't wait to be the next one,
Exactly.
So I think, and then that's also a thing. This has so many tentacles on it.
Okay.
That if you start getting a thing where it's a little slow and there are people, you have it all planned out. You got a Wednesday night and we're a little slow. We only got 3 people that have said they would get up. Let's use those 3 and let's adapt the rest of the show as if we don't have anybody else.
Right.
But the people, they only have to pay, I always say $15. I don't know if it'd be 15 or 10 or 20, what. That all had to be worked out. But in other words, wow, we got to watch a 2-hour show for what it costs to go ride the go-karts.
Right.
And we still got money to go ride the go-karts.
Yes.
So,
and no
yes.
miniature golf, clearly.
Sid thought it was a excellent idea.
Because it is an excellent idea.
I think, yeah, it's. I told Sid, you know, we just have. I don't want to say we have to find. We're looking for investors, but it has to be the business partners that fit in the right way of what we're looking for.
Fit in the same way that we do. It makes sense. And they also understand that you came from Crane. I started a record label in Crane. We both have genuine Crane roots. And finding a team around that, that's the key. Definitely.
Yeah, and we can have little slogans like, so maybe you grew up in a small town in Kansas and you'd like to be an entertainer, but there's no chance where you're from it'll ever happen.
Right.
Sure there is. Can you come down to Branson for a day?
Yes.
We come from a town where Donnie Wayne Johnson.
Right. There's water. There's stuff in this water that's different than anywhere else. Definitely.
He went to school, and before he ever became anybody, I guarantee people would have said, you know, that ain't going to happen. You're from a little bitty old town.
Well, tell me about Donnie Wayne. Tell me about that.
I never met him, so I don't know.
Really? Okay.
I just know Crane was all, and I don't know since they've redone some stuff, but Crane, everything was built together. I mean, here's the grade school, and here's the cafeteria, and here's the old gym, and here's the new gym,
right.
And here's the high school stuff. It was all the same. Right. And my 4 years there, I was a photographer for the yearbook too. I took great pictures. You know, I did some cool stuff. I'd go to photography class, and I'd be like, I'm grabbing the camera. What are you doing? What are you doing, Michael? You know, the teacher. I go, I'm doing my job. I'll see it. You guys have a good time in class today, because it was our class about putting the annual together. And I just left. I'd go over to high school and all. But what I'm saying in that, I went to school. I was a lot younger, but I went to the same school that Don Johnson was at.
Well, tell me about the story about Gary Chastain and Clay Hoffman and Skinner Back. Let's end it on a happy note.
Well, yeah. Now, let me tell you. Gary Chastain, Clay Hoffman, and a few of those guys.
Right.
Man, they were, make a movie about those guys. They were... I mean, as younger guys,
Gary Chastain, what a good guy. Definitely.
Oh, they're good. Well, Clay, you know, he was a good guy. Good people, all of them. And Gary, awesome people. They all love my dad too. Oh my, Gary loved my dad to death. And I mean, I just seen stuff where they'd go underneath the bleachers and try to look, you know, see what good-looking women are sitting here and here. Just crazy stuff. But we were at the Crane Broiler Festival, and the little rides down there, these guys were riding. They were at that age. They were riding everything, but we were just watching. And they would all, for some reason, they take their hand and shake it up and down, make a gesture, make a fist and shake the hand up and down. And then they would all yell, Skinner back.
Yes.
Well, we just thought that was pretty cool, whatever it was. And I remember one day my mom was like, where'd you hear that? I go, the other guys at the Broiler Festival. She goes, you know what you're saying? I go, I don't have a clue. But it was, and then Darren, I taught Darren the word, yeah.
Right.
And we went to some of the late model races up by Cincinnati, Ohio. Every morning we stopped and got a Mountain Dew at the whatever store. Darren, whatever girl was working, whatever, he'd tell her, Skinner back, Skinner back. Everybody at the racetrack, he'd be around a bunch of people lined up the bathroom. He goes, Skinner back. Everybody. So we had this couple of ball caps made that got SB on them. And that's about all I can
That's
say.
all you,
But
that's a wonderful ending to this episode. Wonderful ending to this episode. Knee deep in river. and share the audience and improve.
And real quick, it looks like we got a couple seconds.
Sure.
Those guys also. I don't think I don't think he's. Oh, are we? I don't think you were the teacher whenever he was there. It was a math teacher. Anyway, the guy always wore his sweater and stuff. And they'd go out and steal his sweater and run it up the flagpole. And he'd be like, in class, he'd be going, "Has anybody seen my sweater?" They go, "Hey, that looks like it on the flagpole." He goes, "You know, that is mine. I wonder how it got there." And they go, "Well, we don't know. We'll go get it for you, though." And this guy, they just, growing up in the small town, it was fun. I mean,
absolutely. Need even rubber every day at 4 o'clock.